In a small town where the smell of gasoline mixed with the hum of engines, Michael worked in a dusty garage. He was a man of few words and endless patience, his hands rough, his clothes permanently stained with oil. To everyone, he was simply the quiet mechanic, always on time, always focused, and never speaking about his past. His life seemed ordinary, almost dull, but his eyes carried a weight heavier than anyone could imagine. After each long day, he'd climb the stairs to his small apartment and sit by the window, staring into the night sky with a look of regret and longing. No one knew that behind his silence was a story buried deep beneath years of pain. Sometimes an old song on the radio would make his hands freeze, as if the melody had reached into his past. On certain nights, he'd open a small tin box and gently hold an old photograph, a young soldier in uniform, smiling beside a woman holding a small child. The photo was faded, but the emotion was still alive. That soldier was Michael, long before life broke him apart. 10 years earlier, Michael had served in the military. He was known for his courage, discipline, and deep sense of duty. During one overseas mission, his unit was ambushed. In the chaos, he was forced to make an impossible choice: save his men or the civilians trapped in the crossfire. He chose the civilians. The mission failed, and he was the only survivor. When he returned home, broken and blamed, he discovered that his wife and little boy had died in a car crash while he was away. In that moment, his entire world collapsed. The medals, the pride, the uniform, none of it mattered. He walked away from it all, drifting from town to town until he found this small garage and decided to stay. Fixing cars became his way of surviving. Repairing engines was easier than repairing his heart. Years passed quietly. The locals respected him, but no one asked questions. Then one afternoon, everything changed. A young man named Alex pulled into the garage with a broken-down car. He was full of energy, talkative and curious, the complete opposite of Michael. Alex soon started working part-time at the garage, and the two built a natural bond. Michael became a silent mentor, teaching him not just about cars, but about patience and life. Alex brought laughter and warmth into the cold, quiet space. One day, while cleaning the storage room, Alex stumbled upon the old tin box. Inside were medals, a folded flag, and the photograph. When Michael walked in and saw Alex holding it, he froze. Time seemed to stop. Alex looked up, confused, and softly asked who the man in the picture was. Michael's lips trembled as years of buried emotions broke through. He took the photo, traced the faces of his wife and child, and whispered that they were his family, gone forever. Sitting down, his voice cracking, he told Alex everything: the war, the failed mission, the guilt, and how his life had fallen apart. He said some nights he could still hear his little boy's laughter in his dreams. Alex sat quietly, realizing that behind the silent mechanic lived a man carrying the heaviest kind of pain. From that day on, their relationship changed. In Alex's eyes, Michael was now a man who had lived through fire and somehow learned to keep going. But fate had one last surprise. The following week, a veteran group held an event to honor old soldiers. Posters went up around town listing the names of those who had saved lives. One poster carried the name Captain Michael Turner, praised for rescuing dozens of civilians during an ambush. Alex froze when he saw it. It was the same mission Michael had blamed himself for. The report told a different truth. Michael had risked his life to save families and had been presumed dead. The world had called him a hero, but he had lived believing he was a failure. Alex rushed to the garage and showed him the poster. Michael stood there, his hands shaking as he stared at his own name under the word hero. For the first time in years, he smiled, a broken, tearful smile that held both pain and peace. He whispered that the real heroes were the ones who never came back. That night, Michael sat again by the window. The emptiness was gone. Holding the photograph, he whispered to his wife and son that maybe it was finally time to forgive himself. The next morning, the garage filled with soft light as Michael opened the doors. His eyes looked calmer. He smiled at small things again: the engine's hum, the laughter of children, the smell of fresh coffee. Word of the forgotten soldier spread through town. and people began visiting not just for repairs, but to meet the man who had saved so many and asked for nothing. Michael never sought attention, but the kindness in their eyes healed something deep within him. One evening, Alex gently asked if he would ever visit his old hometown, where his family rested. Michael hesitated, then nodded. A week later, he took the long drive back. Autumn leaves fell softly as he reached the small cemetery. He found their graves, knelt, and placed the faded photograph on the grass. His hands trembled as he brushed the dust away. He whispered that he was sorry, for not being there, for losing himself, for taking so long to come back. The wind blew gently, wrapping him in peace. For the first time he cried not from guilt, but from love. When Michael returned, he was not the same man. He smiled more, spoke more, and began teaching young mechanics about kindness, patience, and resilience. The garage that was once silent now felt full of life. But one calm morning, Alex arrived early and found Michael sitting by the window, the photograph resting on his chest, a faint smile on his face. He had passed away peacefully, as if he had finally gone home. The entire town attended his funeral. Veterans came to salute him one last time. When Alex spoke, his voice broke as he said, "Michael wasn't just a soldier. He was proof that even broken hearts can heal others." Later, Alex renamed the garage Turner's Garage and placed a small sign inside that read, "Fixing hearts while fixing cars." Each evening as he locked up, he'd look at the window upstairs, half expecting to see Michael there, watching the sunset with that quiet smile. And maybe in some way he still was. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that celebrates the quiet heroes among us. We'll see you in the next one.